I said Imola was going to bring upgrades, and there are a lot to get through. So let's start with Aston Martin, who have brought a big upgrade package to Imola. All right, so not all of these we can see from the pictures provided in the paddock so far, but FP1 is only a couple of hours away as I record this, so we will get a better look when that happens. One of the biggest changes is the front wing. Now, what Formula One does is they make teams now list all of their upgrades in a document, essentially, at every Grand Prix. So we know exactly what teams have changed, and I wanted to wait for this because some of the upgrades are quite hard to find. But the front wing was an obvious one from the paddock pictures. It says that the central section of the wing has been revised, front view shape and incidence to the first element, along with some changes to the slot gap separator arrangement. Okay, listen, a lot of people might not know what that means, and I'm not claiming that I know what that means, but you could tell that there's a profile to the nose, a different nose profile. There's a little cooling slot available there, but the front flaps, you can tell, are very, very tweaked. Supposedly, it's all about load distribution across the front wing. The nose has been changed. The floor body has been changed. So that includes the fences and the floor edge. As well as that, there's changes to the diffuser, which apparently has a slightly modified shape. It doesn't look like there's any changes to the side pod design, as was suggested, but there is some refinement to the engine cover and coke bottle. And then there's some new fairings on the rear suspension. So 7 changes across the... Is it 7 though? Well, actually, no, it's not. It's more than 7. I have no idea why I said 7, and let's just move on from the fact that I said 7. 7. There's actually one more thing that I almost missed as well for Aston Martin, which is the rear corner. So actually 9 total things for them that they've upgraded. It's a reduced inlet area and revised inboard fence with a more distinct exit and revised vane, again for performance on the rear corner of the car. Big changes for Aston Martin. They are really going to be hoping for an improvement and moving forward on the grid. And we'll just cover Ferrari real quick as well. We have seen the Ferrari already, so we've got some really good images of that. We know they've changed the front wing. We know they've changed the rear wing. We've also seen the new side pod inlet, and there's a change to the engine cover. All of these are things that we've seen already, so I won't dwell on it too much. Again, Ferrari changed the diffuser and the floor edge. So really coming into this weekend, Aston Martin and Ferrari are the teams with the biggest upgrade packages. What you tend to see across the weekends is teams will bring different versions of wings depending on the circuit. Imola, Miami, very different circuits. All of the things I've mentioned, though, for both teams are performance elements, because what the team need to do is when they're filling out these documents, they explain if it's performance related or track related. There is a change to the rear suspension on the Ferrari as well, to do with the wishbone fairing. So again, 7 big changes for the Ferrari, and they don't really know where that's going to put them because during their Fiorano test, they were running on demo tyres, which apparently overheated straight away, so they couldn't really get a sense of where they are. They've said that it runs well in the simulator, but they don't want to say what they think is going to happen this weekend or where they think they're going to be. They want to just play it by ear, which I can completely understand. Okay, so Mercedes. They've actually brought a few upgrades, but nothing like what the other teams have brought. So we need to be careful here because a lot of what they've brought is actually track specific. So for instance, rear wing, track specific or circuit specific. Beam wing, actually circuit specific it lists as well. Front corner, circuit specific. So there are a few changes to the car, but they're all circuit specific according to their document. The 2 differences that they've brought in terms of performance is a small modification to the floor fence and a modification to the floor tunnel volume in the floor body. Now, they brought an upgrade to Miami, and they were splitting their upgrade from Miami to Imola. So this is really all one upgrade, but they brought some of it forward to Miami. Interestingly, one of the things that has been talked about is the beam wing and an upgrade coming to the beam wing, and they are running a different beam wing. So even though it says circuit specific, I as I understand it, it isn't one we've seen so far. So I believe it is circuit specific, but at the same time, it is a new element, obviously, for certain circuits, if that makes sense. So they're going to be hoping that's going to improve their performance, especially with the rear of the car. That's where they've been struggling. Then we have Red Bull. So they brought a new front wing for performance. The end plate, leading edge, repositioned, and profiles 3 and 4, flap elements redesigned to extend the cord. More load. That's essentially what they're trying to get from that front wing. Then the floor edge, also for performance, shredding edges of the forward portion of the edge wing repositioned. Now, there's been some pictures dotting around of the floor, which looks absolutely wild. And some people have said that this was the floor at Miami. Others are saying, no, this is the upgraded floor. I'll be 100% honest with you. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell the difference because we see so many little changes across the board. So I can't say for sure if this floor was in Miami, but we do know that the floor edge has changed for this weekend. Then there is a circuit-specific upgrade for the rear corner, which is just revised bodywork for Imola. But then the floor body has been changed for performance, upper surface of the edge wing, and then the nose has also changed for performance as well. Then lastly, change to the rear corner, which we see quite a bit. Now, what you have to remember is some of these changes are quite small, but they have to list them on this document. It could just be, brake duct or just a small inboard fence, something quite small on the rear of the car, but they list it nonetheless. Now, there are upgrades to other teams as well. In fact, most teams have brought upgrades this weekend. As I understand it, Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren have brought circuit-specific upgrades, not a big upgrade. We've already seen that in Miami. The other teams that have brought performance upgrades have been Hadz with a few, and Alpine have brought, I only think Alpine have brought one. So Imola is that time of the year. We're close to a lot of the team's bases where upgrades happen. But as of right now, we have no idea where this is going to sit, like in terms of performance for any of these teams. The good news is for the teams is there's 3 practice sessions. They'll be able to get on top of all of their upgrades potentially. I just don't know if Red Bull, they've brought an upgraded car. For all intents and purposes, the car was damaged from Max Verstappen during the Miami Grand Prix when it went over that bollard, which might have helped the pace that Lando Norris had over him. Will we see Ferrari being able to get closer to the Red Bulls with their upgrade package? Honestly, we don't know. Aston Martin, where are they going to sit with this huge upgrade? Absolutely no idea. But I'm looking forward to find out, and I will be live in from now, a couple of hours' time for FP1, and we will find out. Or at least we'll find some things out. Maybe not everything, but most things. I hope you join me then. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I'll see you next time.